One. All right. We are live and alive in the 915 Chukotown. My name is Richie David Marrufo. I'll be your MC and host. This is our Monday night online open mic. If you've been tuning in, you already know what's up. If this is your first time here or somehow you stumbled upon this, this is an online open mic. So, like any other open mic, it's a list of performers. In particular, we focus on writers. So, if you have any poetry or prose you'd like to share, as well as music. So, if you play any music, play any instruments, you like to sing, then come sign up, show us what you have. We have, as always, a pretty great list today. So, if you're here already, first of all, thanks for being a real one and waiting for us to go live. That's awesome. Great to have you here. As always, let us know you're here in the chat. We have a live chat going on. Just say hello. Let us know you're here. I always appreciate when people are commenting. It makes me feel, we have an active audience, and that is always fun. If you're an EPCC student here for the Tano Passport, stick around. I will be dropping breadcrumbs on how you can get that information throughout the show. So just, listen up. Listen, let me know. I'm going to ask you guys to probably get back to me on which performance you enjoyed, stuck out to you, any lines that you like, stuff like that. So other than that, we do have a pretty decent list, but if you do want to perform yourself, you are more than welcome to sign up. We have a link in the description under this video. As long as it is live, as long as this is live, you can sign up. As long as it's not too late. But yeah, otherwise we're here every Monday. Check it out. See if this is your thing. This is a platform, so in addition to everyone sharing work, I'm also going to encourage performers. You guys already know the drill, to share your social media, websites, places where people can purchase your books or watch your videos, anything like that. So, um, other things, housekeeping. If you are watching this on YouTube, welcome to our YouTube channel. I just spent the last couple of days editing a bunch of videos for another series I do called Fresh Cuts. So Fresh Cuts is kind of my conception of doing a tribute to Tiny Desk concert series, kind of meets button poetry. It's just a very casual poetry reading or performance that I film in my studio. We use some pretty nice mics and equipment. So check it out. It's called Fresh Cuts. Also, I had to kind of come up with the term since we're barbed wire. I like the idea of like, you're fighting through it. So it's fresh cuts and art, is like that. Those fresh wounds sometimes, those fresh cuts. Plus, it also has the film thing to it. um, the film element. Anyway, check them out. I have 7 videos. I have 2 more. Hopefully, that will be posted by tomorrow. After that, I am open. So if any poets or performers, songwriters in El Paso want to book a session, you can hit me up on Deadwell Reveries on Instagram or message the Barbed Wire social media pages, and I can share a link so we can find a time to book a session and I can film your work. Because ultimately, that's what it is. Just like the online mic, just like our in-person open mics, the idea is just to promote people's art, their writing, their work, and let's try and push it out to more people, and get people some professional work out there as well. So, that's just a quick announcement. If you do visit our open mics in El Paso in person, we are. Hold on a second. Echo. I hear an echo. Sorry, I have a monitor over here where I'm monitoring the stream, make sure everything's running smoothly. Anyway, Mike, really quick, these are quick announcements, and then we're gonna get into the show. I see Mike ready to go, so we're almost there. We're gonna take Tuesday off. This is gonna be it's rare, but this Tuesday, tomorrow, we're not gonna be downtown. We will be back in 2 weeks for Rosewood for our Verse and Harmony open mic. That is our in-person mic for poets and songwriters to come through. Um, it's nice to have a break. With that said, though, we are going to be in Las Cruces this Thursday. So if anyone wants to join us, hit us up, send a message. It'd be cool to do a caravan. I think logistics of that are kind of hard based on like when people get out of work and availability, but maybe we can work something out. I will be there. I think Fernando might be there. I'm not really sure. The Lizard King is going to be there, our Las Cruces host. Yeah, come on through. Oh, there is a party bus. Maybe I can hit them up. Hmm. Anyway, that's a lot of nonsense. And I'm talking right now, a lot of announcements. Again, if you want to be kept up to date, you can just follow us on social media. But it's time to go ahead and start our open mic, our online mic. And as we've done many, many times, our online mic has started with our Mike who is online, Michael Sindler. That's right. Joining us from Denver. I don't know if I've used that one before, but I'm gonna stick that one. All right, Mike, what's up? Happy Monday.
Hey, yeah, great to be here. Yeah, it's good to hit a new one every once in a while. Something that doesn't change from week to week is me putting up this little piece of paper that says lighthousewriters.org, because I loved them very much, and I think they're a great organization, and they do amazing things. And if you're like looking for little long-term plans, you should really think about first week of June coming up here for Lit Fest. It is going to be seriously lit. I mean, just some of the best writers I know anywhere are going to be here. Um, that being said, um, I have one thing that's a new piece that I don't think I read here. I'm hoping I haven't. It's called Where the Cacti Bloom. I seek you where the cacti bloom, where faint tint marks tethered faith, deep roots spread unseen under sands, bonds strongest winds cannot topple, harshest drought cannot desiccate, black ice night cannot crack with frost. I trace the winding path of rattlers, follow flight of feathered beacons, lane a lone set of footprints indent. Verdant green offshoots wave me on, spry breeze dance whispers welcome, leaning into the tempest's gusts. Every faceted diamond grain of sand cut sharp like time spent apart. Pale picked blossoms fade, fragile flourish in muted night. Sing sunlight back from night. Cut crystal tune, blazes trail home. And interestingly enough, I just, you can tell I'm low on sleep. I just read at least 3 or 4 lines of that were not the way it was written, but that's a special edition of it. I'm going to read another older piece because I was looking for what I was going to pick for the hat, and I picked something. I was like, ooh, I got a poem that kind of goes with this. So this is called Neither Prey Nor Predator. The manatee floats. It does not race. It swims up clear rivers to find cool comfort. It does not build or block or threaten. It feeds on filaments of green and hovers, bobbing at the surface, drinking in warm sunshine, neither prey nor predator. Its gentle existence troubled only by the planet's greatest foe. Its waters polluted, temperature raised beyond comfortable range by human intervention. Worst intrusion yet, whirring metal, ripping and killing gentle beasts felled by propellers, hurried journey to nowhere, taking no prisoners, no place left for the mild in what was once wild. And I don't use the term S animal because I know it's insensitive to do that. So I don't. But if I did, manatees would fit the bill on that. And the reason I read that one is, as we know, it's still Women's Month here. Yay. And this is a piece by Ann Waldman, one of the great original beats, who lives right up the road from me in Boulder and runs the Jack Kerouac School of Disembodied Poetics at Marrufo. And this is called From Manatee Humanity 1. Sing, manatee, manatee, you'd better praise all you can, he said. all the trembling day, and passing before her captivity, reiterating a chant of manatee. I began. The manatee is found in shallow, slow-moving rivers. The manatee moves in estuaries, moves in saltwater bays. The manatee, in moving, moves gently. The manatee is to be found in canals and coastal areas. The manatee is a migratory animal. The manatee is gentle and slow moving. The manatee in slow moving rivers, slowly. The manatee is completely herbivorous. The West Indian manatee has no natural enemies. The manatee has no natural enemies but unnatural man. The manatee is constantly threatened by man unnaturally. Man with his boats and plastic and attitude. The manatee often drowns in canal locks of man. Man who makes no concession to manatee. The manatee dies in flood control structures. Man who makes no concession to manatee, nor cares of manatee. And obviously, she is 100% correct. And I wanted to read one more by another great beat poet, one of the greatest and one of the least known, Diane de Prima, which you can guess why she's less known because she's a she. Um, and this is Revolutionary Letter number 1. I've just realized that the stakes are myself. I have no other ransom money, nothing to break or barter but my life. My spirit measured out in bits, spread over the roulette table. I recoup what I can, nothing else to shove under the nose of the maitre de jeu, nothing to thrust out the window, no white flag. This flesh, all I have to offer to make the play with, this immediate head, what it comes up with, my move as we slither over this go board, stepping always, we hope, between the lines. And I forgot to put the hat on, but I'll do it at the last minute. And that's it. And I thank everybody. I thank you, Richie. Um, let's rock.
All right, right on. Thank you, Mike. Hold on, my there. Thank you, Kit. My mouse froze. Anyway, yeah, shout out to Dana De Prima. If you can saw, a lot of us got excited at the mention, and Kit does cover her a lot, which is super fun. Other people, Joyce Johnson has a book called Minor Characters that covers a little bit of that. Hetty Jones. Ann Charters is the biographer. So I'm just trying to think of other women kind of that are not talked about as much. I have some books. I was gonna run and get them from my bookshelf so I can like do show and tell. But I'm like, no, he's probably gonna finish by like when I'm going through it all. Anyway, thanks for kicking it off as always, Mike Sindler. And by the way, all of you right now who are online, show some love to Mike Sindler. Let us know what you loved. Show him all the shower him with praise. Because he's always kicking these off and he's always sets the mood for these nights. So while I'm saying that, I do want to give a shout out to Sandy, to Julian, Alondra. Welcome. Good to have you guys hanging out with us in the live chat. Again, if you're hanging out with us, just let us know you're here. Say hi, stick around for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and continue on our list, and we're going to go from Denver to Maine, and we're going to check in with our main man in Maine. That's right. It's time for Generalissimo, Brian Franco. What's up, man?
Nice.
Hello, hello.
Thank you, Richie. Yeah, I'll just keep it short tonight. I'll just do the first poem I'll do. I wrote in tumble words. So it does not have a title yet. Uh, when my grandmother died, I shoveled a little dirt onto her lowered casket. A year later, when her headstone was erected, I placed a stone atop the grave. The same happened after the death of my father, mother, uncles, and aunts. When I revisit the grave, they always place a new stone atop their graves. The last time I was in Alabama was 3 or 4 years after my mom's death. My older brother wanted us to go to the cemetery together. He was confused when I told him I wanted to go by myself. I found new stones in a bowl in the cemetery gazebo. I placed one each on my parents' graves. I then went back to the gazebo for a few more to place on a few other graves. This ritual of mourning feels like a sigh after a breath long held. When I put a new stone onto a grave, it feels like something new, despite that no stone on earth is new. But every stone placed onto a grave becomes a memory of that person that comes to surface at that moment. That can induce laughter or tears or silence or even a conversation with the dearly departed. I've expressed to my brothers my desire to be cremated and have my ashes dropped into the East River from the Randall's Island walking bridge that overlooks where I used to jog when I lived in New York City, a place where I felt a sense of zen, if zen is even possible for someone like me. And maybe the people who know that instead of a grave, I decided to be fish food will take the time to climb the stairs to the Randall's Island walking bridge, to drop a tiny rock where my soul might finally find its zen. Um, then I'm going to do one small poem that is a Sanka. A Sanka is a poem that is 6 lines long, between 3 to 9 syllables each, and it must be jaunty or slightly humorous in nature. This is called The Art of Agreeing to Not Disagree. I might agree with something I don't fully understand as long as I can understand that what I'm agreeing with isn't disagreeable. Thank you very much, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. And as always, any links you want to share, feel free to put in the chat and we will forward them.
Oh, yes, actually, there is something.
Right.
This On the 30th, I will be doing Brownstone Poets, and you do have to register ahead of time. And it's run by Patricia Kerrigan, and it does cost $5 to go to it. But that money goes towards the Brownstone anthology. And I'll get that information and put it into the chat. Thank you.
All right, very cool. I love that. We will share that as soon as we get that info. So all you cool peeps on YouTube can have a chance to check it out as well. Speaking of which, it's always good to see Ron Mark Thompson in the chat. What's up, man? Working hard over there in the Bronx. Always good to see familiar names in the chat. Once again, if you guys follow or subscribe to our YouTube channel, we currently uploaded 7 new videos of poets that are both local to El Paso, but also people that we've met in the past several years at these online mics, including Sandy Shakes, Urban Cowboy Poet, Propaganda Poet. Go check them out, as well as some of our local favorites as well. We'll be working on more. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. Speaking of El Paso, Chico Town, our next performer is gonna be in El Paso. She is a master gardener, master poet. She's been published everywhere, and from what I understand, now she gets to do an outfit Instagram, right, with all the fit checks after Fernando's constant persistence to do so. So you can definitely shout that out after your set. But right now, let's welcome Robin Schofield to the mic. Let's see. Here we go.
Hey, Richie. Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. It's been a pretty good day so far. I did spend it at the garden the morning, and it was too cold and windy to plant the tomatoes. So we just shoveled soil around. So for poetry, for International Women's Month, I wanted to read this one that I wrote called No Subservient Woman. Abigail Smith Adams wrote to John, "Your set of laws should include us as well, or we should rise up and speak for ourselves, vote for ourselves, and own ourselves." It may have taken a century or two, but we are not chattel since the 1890s. We own ourselves and our property now. We can choose whether to have children. We can apply for a credit card since the 1970s, thanks to RBG. Don't we have rooms of our own now? She said, and such. A century after our great-grandmothers, like Susan B. Anthony, went to jail for voting, the ownership of our bodies is again in doubt, assailed by pious men of dubious character in the Congress and below, demanding ultrasound wands be thrust up into our vaginas if we demand to own ourselves, including reproduction. Will the question never be over whether we can choose to have children or not? When we own ourselves, some men are afraid. When we own ourselves, our rights cannot be taken. Oh, but they can. They can be taken when 3 Catholics and 2 sexist abusers sit with the Supremes, when a seat has been stolen from the Democrats. Your set of remarkable laws, she said. She said they were remarkable. So, wife of a president, mother of a president, Abigail Smith Adams. And now, also for Women's History Month, and there's not much of Women's History Month left, I wanted to read a poem by Jennifer Clement, who's an important woman in her own right. She's President Emeritus of Penn International, and she just had a memoir come out called The Promise Party. She grew up next to all these famous people in Mexico City. Anyway, let's see. I want to read this poem from her first book called Newton's Sailor. Newton's Sailor. And this poem is about Carolyn Herschel, who was the sister of the famous astronomer William Herschel, but she should have also been famous. So I'll read it. 1. I saw the blue coma, nucleus, head and dust, heard the graveled wind, the race of stones. I have studied the threshold of horizon, sutured brink where ships used to fall over the earth's edge forever. Now the sailors always return. Now the sailors always return. 2. It's dusk. I say this every day. William says, let's stand beneath the oak. We plow the night between winter and October. He finds the things I almost see. 3. My locket has no child's face. My locket has my own hair pleated there. 4. William is away. I brighten the silver and notice the chairs don't hold me in the same way, and everything leans a little away from its place. Apples lie above the plums. 5. I listen for the whistle of arrow and flint. Listen, place lavender leaves in my blouse, wax the telescope. Sometimes I pray, night, night, night in heaven. Let it be known that a woman came into the sky. I am servant. The light of the body is the eye. 6. Unroll the rolled up map. Weight the corners down with candlesticks. Sharpen the graphite and draw the space-filled triangle, the black between stars. Measure, subtract, divide. At 42 degrees, I see a shadow. Only light can make a shadow. 7. That was when take me. There was no one to take me, arm wrapped, sister against some quiet name. I take myself to the window. Look, I say, an orb of stone has fallen in the garden. 8. I also have a spade for what is soft and close and yields to me. 9. All is borrowed, stone in the drawer, my hand in the crook of cup, figs that are too young to crystallize. Many times and more, I hold the stone in my palm like a thief. 10. There are no clouds. The night has exhaled to me. The sky is in the telescope. The comet has coursed into my eye, into the black sky of my pupil, its grit and grain teeth and plume all. I am owl in flight with gray warm rabbit in my claws. I place my right hand in my left glove and cover the telescope with my shawl to keep it warm. So, a little history about Carolyn Herschel. And I remember a lot of these guys had sisters. Like Wordsworth had a sister, Dorothy Wordsworth. Don't let him fool you when he says he was wandering around the daffodils alone. He was not alone. Okay, anyway, I'm on Facebook under my name and Robin Schofield, and I'm also at Instagram now. I put exactly one story up. No, the young Wordsworth kid, the young Wordsworth. I'm there at Robinsco 321. So I'm gonna put more pictures up pretty soon now that I've learned how to do it. Yeah, Wordsworth and Dorothy and Coleridge and Southey all used to sit around at a table, and it was kind of a group project, really. But Dorothy didn't get any credit. That is true. Yeah, Southey was there too. So that's how you can get a hold of me. I do have a new book out. It's called Ridge of High Pressure. So hit me up for that, or go to Bookshop, or go to the publisher, Mouthfeel Press. So thank you, everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Robin, and always with the great drip, right? As we've been saying. I still need to add you on Instagram. I saw a kid post about that and I didn't even follow up with that. But I have content that you can post on there. I have a video of you reading at Papagayo last year. So I can edit because obviously I'm in a big editing mode right now. So as soon as I get that done, I can email you that video and you can use it to promote your book as well on Facebook as well. Awesome. Thank you, Robin. Shout out as always for coming through. And honestly, one of my favorite things about this are the covers because, and especially there's like a little lesson or something new to learn. I think that's always a really meaningful aspect of these shows because people are always learning new things and are sharing new interesting information. So very cool. All right, we're gonna go to the West Coast and you know, she's already been getting a couple of songs stuck in my head today, starting with Suavemente. But now I'm reading her bio and notes. She just left the lyrics to the Fugees, Ready or Not. So now I have that song stuck in my head. So hopefully, as always, her poetry is gonna get stuck in your head after performing. Let's go ahead and welcome back to the show, Finn Bell. Hello.
Hello, Richie. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. So I wanted to share two poems, two covers, and then a tiny poem at the end that's mine. So first poem is by Preeti Rangani. It's called One Cup of Chai. If I had known that the cup of chai my mother asked me, a drifter in the kitchen, to make her that afternoon, which I, having blended water and milk in such strange ratios, that when reduced and strained, the tea came up to barely one trisection of my pinky. That cup was the driest well I saw, the lowest tide. So to cover my blunder, I poured raw tap water to flood her cup and fled her room before she could collect her body, bring lip to saucer. Had I known that the pale, putrid mess I presented was, after all, the only and last cup of tea I'd ever make her, would I have suddenly been granted the culinary wisdom to brew instead the pot with sprigs of lemongrass, a pod of cardamom, perhaps even a prestigious thread of saffron that I'd sneak from the silver hexagonal box that she kept hidden behind the airtight jars of pricey nuts, and bring her a creamy drink of complex caffeine, even made some magnanimous promise of offering her tea on tap till she lived. But knowing me, I know I'd have just continued being the spectacular failure I was that day, shit-talking my every inability out of her sight, embarrassed by failure, afraid of consequences, and knowing her. She would have creased her nose at first and continued to descend on the plate with a hopeful pull of her slurp, stubborn as she was, not willing to peg one finite judgment of adulation on derision. On the cup she was served. One cup of chai, Priti Bangani. Let me just give me a moment. My earbuds died.
Okay, I'm currently reading Night Sky with Exit Wounds, which is Ocean Vuong. And so I wanted to share Daily Bread, Cu Chi, Vietnam. Red is only black remembering. Early dark, and the baker wakes to press what's left of the year into flour and water. Or rather, he's reshaping the curve of her pale calf, atmosphered by a landmine left over from the war he cannot recall. A fistful of hay and the oven, scarlets, alfalfa, forsythia, foxglove, bubbling dough. When it's done, he'll tear open the yeasty steam only to find his palm, the same as when he was young. When heaviness was not measured by weight, but distance. He'll climb the spiral staircase and call her name. He'll imagine the softness of bread as he peels back the wool blanket, raises her phantom limb to his lips, as each kiss dissolves down her air-light ankles. And he will never see the pleasure this brings to her face. Never her face. Because in my hurry to make her real, make her hear, I will forget to write a bit of light into the room. Because my hands were always brief and dim as my father's, and it will start to rain. I won't even think to put a roof over the house. Her prosthetic leg on the nightstand, the clack, clack as it fills to the brim. Listen, the year is gone. I know nothing of my country. I write things down. I build a life and tear it apart, and the sun keeps shining. Crescent wave, salt spray, tsunami. I have enough ink to give you the sea, but not the ships. But it's my book, and I'll say anything just to stay inside the skin. Sassafras, Douglas fir, sextant and compass. Let's call this autumn where my father sits in a $40 motel outside Fresno, rattling from the whiskey again. His fingers blurred like a photograph. Marvin on the stereo pleading, brother, brother. And how could I have known that by pressing this pen to paper, I was touching us back from extinction? That we were more than black ink on the bone, white backs of angels face down in the blazing orchard, ink poured into the shape of a woman's calf. A woman I could go back and erase, but I won't. I won't tell you how the mouth will never be honest as its teeth, how this bread daily broken, dipped in honey and lifted with exodus tongues, like any other lie, is only true as your trust in hunger. How my father, all famine and fissure, will wake at 4 a.m. in a windowless room and not remember his legs. Go ahead, baby, he will say, put your hand on my back, because he will believe I am really there, that his son has been standing behind him all these years. Put your hands on my back, shoulder, he will say to the cigarette smoke swirling into the ghost of a boy. Now flap. Yeah, like that, baby. Flap like you waving goodbye. See? I'm telling you. Your daddy, he fly. Ocean Bong. Daily bread from Night Sky with Exit Wounds. And then this is a new poem. It's titled To the Seeing. Milk, coughed up, blue tinged. Seawater, thin blood foam. A virgin spasms, rosy, atoll to the seeing eye, refractory to the prism, nth. My forest feathers carry the rainbows of telling colors aloft into the blackest part of nighttime. What would you give to steal a glimpse of me in slumber, cloak wings parted, gold vein leafed skin sighing your hidden name? I'm telling the story as it arrives, lapping upon my shore as I say that now. A dialogue between opaque hearts, a solitary soliloquy soul. I want to write us in reverse from farewell to hello, from the bitter back to the sweet. In this way, I remember, I don't recall yet, how the story learns conception. I lie. Who resurfaces when my back is curved away? Who remains when I take that step? Another, one more. I will create this distance. I am the pathways multiplied by our comings and goings, my body in exploration, a profuse moss green terrain, a map unnavigated. We have trampled it. We are aimless. Gaze here long enough, love, love. Your eyes blur direction. Who between us leads us astray? An islet left untended, unguarded, weakens its borders, gives way to the ocean's mouth, a surrender. Why do we armor the sand, fevered, sinking? How do the slender trees sprout spears? Fruit pregnant and low, or feeding cannons? We find peace inside nowhere, a speck, a consequence. Train your eyes to shudder the horizon, love. Love, your sight betrays you. Why are you convinced that we are at war? Thank you.
No, thank you. Another great set. Thanks for sharing those pieces. And what's on tap for the Fincabulary verse?
On Wednesday, we have Poets Pictionary. The theme is magical elements. It's with Jennifer Nwesi. She holds a third Wednesday session. It's a mingling of art and poetry. So that's every third Wednesday. So do come join us. It's a great session. It's very nourishing and very calming. She has a calming quality. The day following on the 21st is Michael Sindler's Poetry Games Workshop. His theme is feast or famine. What's that about? Just you have to come through to find out. Thank you so much.
I love that. That's the best promo. Like that's all you get. You're gonna have to go and check it out. Thank you. Finn Bell, everyone. All the love. If you have any links as well, feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll move forward them onto our awesome peeps on YouTube.
Oh my goodness, and I'm so sorry.
Oh,
On
hold on.
Saturday,
Yeah, I
on
saw the
Saturday,
pointing.
I have a tumble. I have a tumble workshop on Saturday, and it's on light and darkness is the theme. Thank you for waving that, Kit. That reminded me.
I was wondering about that. I was like, yeah, Kit's really waving that Tumble Words bag around, the tote bag. Awesome. Yeah. So if you haven't had a chance to check out Tumble Words yet, all of you guys right now on YouTube and you want to write more, well, that's your first step. Go hit up Kit, go hit up Tumble Words and of course Finn Bell this Saturday. Very cool stuff. You know what? It's crazy when you do so much, sometimes it just you forget, it happens. And you often do so many things, great things too for our online community. So as always, I'm going to thank you for that. Okay. We're going to come back to El Paso for our next performer. And they have returned. I always love a returning performer. Have some of the coolest Instagram handles and a YouTube page that started. That's cool. So I'll let you talk about that. Here to share some poetry and prose, we wanted to welcome back Danny Shea. Hello, happy Monday.
Hi everyone. Hi. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading a cover poem and a few of my own originals, so yay. This first one is called Perhaps I've Always Been a Bit Possessive by Orion Carlotto. Used to tell me I was crazy, and I couldn't decide what was worse, that it came from your mouth, or that a part of me believed you. Insanity is repeating yourself over and over and over again, and expecting different results. So what if I called you 5 times today, and you picked up on the 5th attempt? One would call that dedication, maybe even crazy, or worse, love. Okay, then I'll move right on to my own poetry. This one's one of my favorites that I've ever written, and I tend to bring this up on open mics a lot, so I'm gonna read it again. It's called Match Girl. I liked you better when you had braces. I wish I had met you when you wore glasses. You were so different when you had long hair, maintaining that sickly sweet illusion. You burned me like a banned book, as though you never studied me before, that the prose you read off my pages were nothing but passive recitations. You lit a fire inside and went as far as to singe the cover. Lie to your new muse, to your new lover, say you never understood pyrotechnics, never read such a thing, but honey, you lit the match, you ignited the flame. Maybe you don't remember. Those late nights and hushed voices. The powdered blush used for our gentle disguises. When we were crazy kids with a bit of rouge on our cheeks. Now just embers in the air made of bittersweet memories. How come I'm the one with first degree burns when we both played with fire? 451 is calling your name, lovers apart, now a flickering flame. Bradbury said it best, I believe, now that you're away from me. And I swear to never speak your name again. It was a pleasure to burn. Now stay the fuck out of my head. I just have one more. I wrote it today, so it's very new. And I'm gonna have to let's see how this goes. This is called Isolation. Present tense has become sour. Oh, when was yesterday? How many months ago? And what of the morrow? She exists as a symbol of hope, but only lives to disappoint. This bowl of cereal can only suffice for so long. How long before we all just eat each other? I'm one microwave dinner away from tearing out all my hair. My time has come and gone. I live inside a television. Same day, slightly different circumstances. Again and again. Please don't change the channel. I promise I'm worth the binge. And that's all I got for today. Not that much, but I tried my best.
It's also really all cool stuff. The cover to your originals to new shit. It's all fun. You have a YouTube channel now. You want to tell us about that?
Oh yeah, I am starting a new YouTube channel. I kind of got inspiration from Richie from the last time I was on open mic, and he said that I had a really good voice for audiobooks, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't I do that? Why don't I just pursue that? And I've thinking about doing public domain books and just reading them, having fun with that. I'll put the link in the chat. My handle is because my middle name is Shay, so I put it as Shakespeare, which is I bring that up every time. just to play on words. And my Instagram handle is at the Danny dot no, at the dot Danny dot show and at Shakespeare. So yay! Thank you so much, everyone.
That is so cool. Thanks for sharing that. That's really fun. And I stand by what I said for sure. So definitely we'll give that a follow right now. I'll also share that if people on YouTube want to check that out as well. I love the Shakespeare one. Willie Shakes, Shakespearean sonnets and Sonspearian shakes. Okay. Yeah, keep with the Willie puns. Okay. Um, that I mentioned I have little sleep, so I'm just kind of riffing right now, saying nonsense. But let's get back on track here with the online mic. We're gonna stick around in El Paso. He's already been mentioned a couple times, including the waving of the tote bag here on Zoom call. Let's go ahead and bring up Mr. Monday Night. You all know him and love him. Let's welcome Kit Wren back to the stage. What's up, Kit? New headphones?
Um, Headphones not usually suited to purpose.
Gotcha.
These are sort of like my backups that are like just for music, but my buds, one of them went out, so makes my hat fit weird, but whatever. You only know that because I told you. But I'm actually going to do something a little different today. A few of you know that my sort of amateur sports historian side, and tomorrow's actually a very important anniversary in El Paso history. March 19th, 1966. Tomorrow will be the 58th anniversary of Texas Western's lone basketball title in its history as both Texas Western and UTEP. When coach Don Haskins rolled the ball out to Bobby Joe Hill, David Lattin, Orston Artist, Willie Worsley, and Harry Flournoy, he made history by dint of their skin color. He was sending out the first all-black starting five in the history of the NCAA basketball tournament. And those five, along with two subs, Willie Cager and Neville Shedd, also black, defeated the University of Kentucky, which had an all-white lineup coached by Adolph Rupp. Now, Haskins himself, while he was alive, was reluctant to cast himself as a hero because Texas Western's policy of recruiting black players was already in place when he was hired. In his opinion, he was only sending out his best players. He wasn't trying to make a grand statement. But, that is the grand statement, that your black players are your best players. It was enough for him to not join in the wall-to-wall chorus of people claiming that the white athlete was superior in some way. A well-placed silence is sometimes just as good as a statement. It is often much more jarring in this noisy world. Now, something as unassuming as Haskins' statement that these 7 players were the best in his team takes on new dimension against Adolph Rupp's Kentucky. Now, when he was born in 1901, Adolph was just another name, so we shouldn't necessarily hold that against him. But for those of us who find connections in all things, that's an easy place to start. Rupp was an vocal and unapologetic racist who claimed in a pregame interview leading up to the championship game that Texas Western's players must have gained their athleticism from all the time they spent as kids chasing zebras. He also was fond of calling them escaped convicts and kept intimating that David Lattin, who transferred from HBCU Tennessee State, was actually from Tennessee State Prison. That's obviously untrue. And according to Sports Illustrated's Frank Defford, in a 1991 article for the 25th anniversary, Rupp called the Texas Western team a certain racial slur during his halftime speech. Of course, that did not motivate them to victory. But even after the loss, Rupp did not recruit a black player to Kentucky until 1970, well after every other coach in the SEC had given in. His last Kentucky starting lineup in 1972 was the same as his first, all white. After his retirement, Rupp spent most of his time in public life attempting to undermine UTEP and undermine that historic treatment. He continued to refer to them as a bunch of crooks. He falsely claimed that UTEP had been put on probation for fielding ineligible players. I'm going to stress again, that never happened. And continued to tell his canard about David Lattin and where he transferred from. And because Rupp was the all-time wins leader, and people believed him. And I've been talking a lot of shit in the chat tonight about a lot of dead authors like Kerouac and Wordsworth, and it is James Michener's turn now, because James Michener, in his useless 800-page doorstop Sports in America, called the Texas Western team one of the most wretched stories in the history of sports. He perverts the UTEP players somehow into hired guns who are thoughtless mercenaries just in it for the sake of a title. No one comes to UTEP for a title. What are you thinking about? It's like coming to El Paso for the skiing or the shellfish. And 4 of those 7 players on UTEP's team got their degrees on time. 10 years later, in 1976, no one on Kentucky's basketball team had gotten their degree yet. So which team were the mercenaries? Michener called the Texas Western players thugs. I don't have to go into detail about what thugs actually means when people say it. There was only one fight all year on the UTEP basketball team, and that player was suspended by Haskins. Michener said that UTEP was undisciplined and unformed and were, quote, sent out to muscle the ball away and throw it at the bucket until it went in. James, that's called basketball. That's the goal of the sport. It's unsportsmanlike to rebound and shoot now, apparently. James Michener, fuck you. Fuck Texas University, name your library after someone else. Haskins started as an assistant under the great Hank Eba at Oklahoma A&M. Of course he could teach the fundamentals. Of course they were a well-founded, well-disciplined team. This is a game we still need to talk about. We still need to replay it in people's minds every year, because Adolph Rupp lied about it, and James Michener witlessly recited those lines. 2016 was the 50th anniversary, and there were all sorts of celebrations of it. The Don Haskins Arena is located on a place called Glory Road, that's the movie they made about this team. And there were some 30-second advertisements about that game in celebration, but they put the game under a strange soft focus. They compared it to the triumph of the automobile over the horse and buggy, or to television outlasting its critics, casting Black equality as a technological achievement of some kind, instead of an overdue granting of dignity. And these comparisons are very distressing, coming from something that was meant as a celebration. Why are we softening the nature of what was achieved? Who are we trying to reassure by that? Don Haskins was not defying conventional wisdom when he played 7 Black players. He was defying racism. He didn't find a system of undervalued assets. This was not Moneyball. People in College Park, Maryland, during the semifinal game weren't waving the Confederate flag because they thought Black players were a fad, like the television or the hula hoop. They were doing it out of racism. These men were not televisions. They were not the Model T. They were men. They were conducting themselves as men, ignoring all the questions about their skin color, because when everyone around you is talking nonsense, a well-placed silence is the same thing as a scream. And to lighten the mood and keep me in the genre of poetry, I'll do a cover by Marrufo. This is called The Good Fortune of Material Existence. Without bringing any more people into the planning loop, I have decided to have breakfast. I have made cautious inquiries and finally learned it's Thursday. My attention sets out in a cheerful mood on a memorable expedition to the sink. Oh, blank and hopeless days. Oh, long sleepless nights. They are forgotten now as I turn on the cold, clear water of the stream. All the rivers of the world convene in me. They rush over my hands. They enter my mouth. They cover my face. I am compelled to drink my own tears, as you too will be when you wake.
All right. Thank you,
Thank you
Kit.
very much. You can find me on Instagram at Kit ran away. Yeah, you get it? Yeah. Let's see. And Tumblewords, as mentioned earlier. Finn Bell will be hosting this Saturday with on Light and Darkness, and that's going to be a very good time. Finn's the poetry games is kind of a parallel structure, and it's kind of fun how these things have sort of just developed independently, but she's very well suited to what we do, and we're happy to have her. April's schedule is going to look pretty good. Among the people that have already appeared or been name dropped, April's schedule features Michael Sindler, features Robin Schofield, features Richie Marrufo. Now I got your attention. Now you're going to come. So yes, we meet every or at least most Saturdays. We are taking Easter off, but that's the week after next. But it's a general workshop. It's a great place to just get your mind going, get pen to paper, confront the blank page, as we like to say. And April 10th, I'll actually be doing a live one in cooperation with the Papagayo Project and the community college. I'm going to talk about our philosophies to the young people and get them to play along. Because we gotta get the next generation writing too. Gotta get them hooked on poetry. Are your kids writing poetry? Know the signs, know the dangers. Back to Richie.
Thank you, Kit. What a dynamic set. And thanks for reminding a lot of people if not familiar with all that background with Texas Western Championship and Rupp. I think that was that line that you ended with such a killer too. Pretty definitive. Yeah. So I want to give a shout out to everyone who's hanging out with us. Once again, this is our online open mic. We are going to go ahead and let me make sure I have this correct. Oh, hey, we have a name we haven't seen here in a while, at least performing. I did mention at the top of the show that I have some new videos. I'm gonna drop the link here in the chat so you guys can check this out when you have a chance. But next up, we're gonna go to San Diego and visit our friend Urban Cowboy Poet. Man, I haven't announced that in a while. He did tune in a couple weeks ago. So hey man, how's it going? Whoops. Oh, I
I'm
pushed the wrong.
unmuted, right? It's going good. I dropped in from New Zealand last week, but I'm now back in the States. I smuggled a Kiwi in. Okay, stop. Sometimes for Women's History Month, I read something by Anne Bradstreet, my direct ancestor, the first published author in the Americas. But I think I'm not awake enough to read 17th century language right now. So I'll do a legend. How's that? And since I don't have a legend about New Zealand, I'll do one about Australia. The best dressed kangaroo. A high style fashion magazine sent a team to the bush down under. The ideas they come up with really make you start to wonder. For an odd location to put on a fashion shoot, modeling clothes amongst the wombat, wallaby, and bandicoot. Their 4x4s were caravanning through their outback till a Jeep Cherokee in the lead had something hard, like whack. The models in the RV were awakened from their sleep. They climbed out to find a kangaroo lying still beside the Jeep. Claude, the photographer, said, "Look, I got an ID. Let's prop up this dead kangaroo against that old gum tree." He brought out a pile of clothes, and with the help of all the girls, they dressed the roo in basic black with a simple strand of pearls. The models were delighted that they found a dress her size. All the girls in unison cried, "Time to accessorize." They knew there were no high heels that would fit on kangaroos. They searched the RV high and low, but they couldn't find clown shoes. Claude's own Gucci jacket completed the stylish look. He'd feature the roo in a sidebar in the next month's book. They dressed her like a femme fatale in a James Bond magazine spread. Only problem was this animal was shaken, not dead. That mama kangaroo sprang up and shot off like a rocket. The Joey riding in her pocket, in her pouch, went rifling through Claude's pocket. The little critter swallowed the photographer's car keys. His passport, plane tickets, rolls of film went floating on the breeze. Claude chased her in the Australian heat till he was tuckered out. 100 degrees just weren't his idea of a walkabout. The models lingered outside long enough to get a tan, then retired to sip cocktails in their air-conditioned van. That long-tailed beast was leaping home dressed in the latest fashion. Her reflection in a billabong showed her that she looked smashing. When she meets with her marsupial pals, high style might just be catchy. Every female Roo will want a pouch made by Versace. The modeling session was a bust. It was time to go. The photog was exhausted. Besides, the minibar was low. And the world's best dressed kangaroo was never again seen till she showed up on the cover of a rival magazine. Thank you. I'll do the history one later in the month.
All right, pretty cool. Thank you. It's always good having you on here. Anything you want to promote right now before we head on off?
My YouTube channel and Facebook, Urban Cowboy Poetry, and also my book. And the video that you finally released to me, I got that on my phone today. I didn't hear it yet because I didn't have earphones and I was in a restaurant. Do you have the link to it? Maybe you could put the link up.
Yeah, actually I did post it on here already.
Okay, I just got my song, my Billy Joel parody and One Legend.
Cool.
Some
Yeah, man.
people, yeah. I have some friends that would want to hear my song. They don't really care about the UCP stuff, but they want to hear that song. So that's cool. Thank you. And the
Yeah.
link is in the chat, you say?
Yes, it's probably a couple comments up, but the link's there. It's YouTube links. Check it out when you have a chance. Good to see you, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for
good to be
coming by.
seen.
All right. There's the Kiwi.
UCP,
I love it.
UCP,
Yeah,
UCP.
I love it. That's cool. Love the Kiwi. UCP at the place to be, as I like to say all that time way back in the days. Yeah, check out that YouTube video if you haven't had a chance. We also got Propaganda Poet on there, Sandy Shakes the Mic, Patty Orozco, a couple other local poets on there as well. Fun stuff. Didn't we have a kangaroo perform here once? No, it was a zebra. A Zoila the zebra. I have to go find that timestamp. There was a
Oh,
lady who performed with a talking zebra puppet, and it was fun.
cool.
Zoila the zebra. I had to look for it. I thought it was a kangaroo. No, no, no.
I
Cool.
thought
All right.
Takahe. That was the bird I wanted to see was a Takahe.
There you go. I love it. Thank you, Greg Michaels, Urban Cowboy Poet. Go follow those things on there. All right.
I'll put
All
that
right.
in chat too, my YouTube channel.
Please. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and move along and doing a little ping pong action because we're going to go from El Paso to San Diego back to El Paso because our next performer we all cherish and in the bio notes just wrote nitty gritty event. So I need to know what that is. But as always, we appreciate her presence at these mics, both online and in person. Everyone, give it up for Melody Gomez. Hello, hello. Welcome back.
Hi guys, thank you. Look, so I'm gonna be real honest. I don't know a whole lot about that event. I was just asked to be on it. So if you could give me a little bit to get the information, I'll put it in the chat later. But no, I not to get really funny here before I start, but I do want to give credit where credit is due. Because the everything I'm about to read right now is new. And it's kind of I saw that kit and I've always wanted a new shit. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so every interaction I have with Kit leaves me with some new thought, some new spark. And the last couple of Tumble Words workshops that we did was based a lot on it kind of igniting your inner flame or finding your inner you or kind of working with I'm not putting this into words, but they really were, they were beautiful workshops. And so the next three are from those workshops and I've kind of sat with them and worked with them. but it was also when I realized that because for the last year or so, I've been healing from the lowest low of my entire life. And so a lot of what I wrote is very much about me and finding me in my center and who I am again. And I've noticed that my writing is starting to reach out again and becoming more worldly. And so I feel like I'm finally coming to a place of healing and restitution. And I realized that during the last workshop that Kit ran. So thank you. Mwah. And these are from that workshop. This one is called If All That Is Left of an Interaction of a Dyadic Exchange is a mirage of a rain puddle illuminated by the full moon's rejected beams and nobody saw it, heard it, or felt it, then who was right and who was wrong? Them. One would argue that we're the norm, the consensus, and you're the one playing God. But we're paying the price, and I feel we're always paying the price, no? From vast sky to womb, I gave my children fighters' spirits. Now they fight me. Prepared them for conflict they'll never see because I love them. But they don't know that. Now they see danger everywhere because I love them. And the world doesn't make sense because they don't see the things I've taught them to keep an eye for at damn near as often as I did. I mean, if ever there were. And all I've ever wanted was a love that was the same on a regular Thursday as it was on an anniversary or day of commercial penance. A daily dose, a micro dose, if you really know me, of intimacy inside my body, like I've always tried to handle the itch inside. Loving as though it were a ration ticket. And I procured an extra portion from the black market and it's mine. Corporeal penance of the one before, not mine. The next one is literally named after Kit. Sorry, Kit, I had to. It's called Sylvester and Tweety. I make myself giggle every time I read it. Hushed voices never warrant investigation. And I really, really try to stay in my lane, guys. Please believe me, I really do. One thing I've learned in my several centuries of working within and about humans is that nothing is about me unless I take it and no, I don't want any, thank you. Even if it's made of real ingredients, I'm really ill-equipped to handle anyone else's labor, so I'd rather leave that lid on. La, 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 I can't hear you. Oh, hell, I picked up a little bit and my trauma is showing as I am wont. Was the conversation about me? Do I need to prepare for something? Did they know I heard? Did they know I heard nothing? What did I miss? How will I know what I missed? How will I know if I need to know what I missed? What will I do if I don't know what I needed to know from what I missed? I guess I kind of come to it as I can come to. And I still don't know that I didn't know before and nothing has changed. But now I'm afraid of a thing which didn't exist before. I burgled their precious shared inside moments. Words which clung to sound waves incidentally wafting into my passing ears. And it's me who is haunting this moment. Bleeding anxiety from word bullets not meant for me. I have one more, and then I think my computer may die, but I'll go find my charger. This one doesn't have a name. We follow, Shadow and I. She's me. She's always been me. And maybe I'm too conditioned by media to have always believed that shadows are scary and dark. But are they not proof undeniable of life? Of space I am taking and on which the sun shines. It is the space I use to shade my babies or to know the time-ish. I'm me. I've always been me, and the less I consume, the more I see that I exist as the bearer of the matter from whom much does about everything. My shadow is proof of the light. Turns out I was never afraid of the dark. I was afraid of what I could be and the risk I run of being her unabashedly. But here I am, and there she is. And there we are. I wish I could carry her sometimes, but we are, to our own detriment sometimes, fiercely independent. Another reminder that I am. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Melody. Do you signed up as Wrecking Bell? That's your Instagram. How can people continue to follow and support your work online if they want to do so? And if you want to share that info.
So I got off social media. But I'll put my email. And if you want to I love collaboration. Okay, I do a lot of workshops on self-love, on self-recognition. I do a lot of transitional programming for youth. So if you do want to collaborate on anything, please email me. I'll put my information in the chat.
Word. Okay, cool. Because we got to record a fresh cut session too. That's for sure. All right. Thank you, Melody. I forgot you told me too about the social media thing. Man, I need to do that one of these days. I got too much stuff to promote still. Anyway, thank you, Melody. Again, I think I said it like 3 times, but that's because I'm thankful. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and continue on with our open mic. Good to see you guys. Once again, welcome to our Monday night online mic. Great to have you with you guys. We're gonna go ahead and go to Ontario, Canada, where our friend Cassie, who also has been running some awesome workshops. She's already had a couple. She's planning the next ones and like in the future, and it's really fun. It's like she has a little mini syllabus with some cool readings centered around the topic, and it's a casual conversation, and then we get to some generative writing. I've enjoyed it, and looking forward to more. And definitely what she's going to share today. We got Cassie in the house, and let's do that mic check really quick. Hey, Cassie, how you doing?
I am good. I'm hopeful that it's still cooperating. Am I cooperating?
It did the thing where it's a little choppy. It's a little
Okay.
underwater.
Uh,
Want to do the log out, login?
yeah, I'll try that. Okay,
Okay, okay. This happens with the live, and I think if you it's cool, it's cool. Oh no, I gotta get on the spotlight. Everyone hide. Scatter. Scatter everyone. Okay, that's cool. We can stall a little bit. What do I want to say? If you haven't done so already, I definitely encourage you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're already subscribed, something that you can really do to help us is just maybe share if you like any of the videos, not just these live streams, but we have a bunch of other content. If you like any of that stuff, share it with friends who might like it as well. We have a lot of musicians on there. We have a lot of poets, people that you know, people that you don't know. We were able to film and record legendary underground rapper Afro. All flows reach out. He's a phenomenon. If you haven't heard him, we did a fresh cut session with him too. Check it out. All right, here's Cassie back at the door, and let's try this again one more time. All right, Cassie, welcome back.
hi.
All right, I think that sounds better.
Is it better?
Yes, it is. Cool. So
Oh,
go ahead and take it
okay.
away. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna read some new stuff. Don't. I was gonna preface it, but I won't. I'm just gonna read it. Okay. This one is tentatively called Handbook for Shedding Indulgent Shyness. Oh my gosh, list really came out there. Okay. When the feeling begins to caress your nerves, don't flinch. Give in. Stimulation is not lethal, not even threatening. Let your tongue wander, dance across whatever surface calls to it. Let your taste buds loose. Don't fear confetti or its mess. The fireworks in your nervous system from newfound pleasures may be loud. The reverberation in your earth may startle at first. But you will learn to earn for the quick, the drive to embrace all sorts of tantalizing vibrations will become second nature once you let it. Okay. All right, so I've got another one here. That also has a very tentative title. Oh my gosh, talking. Been having trouble with titles lately. Okay. This one is called Free from Awareness. When I was freshly spreaded, I was blissfully unaware of many things, of the fact that time does not stretch as far as it appears to, of the distance between enough and not enough, and how far it is to traverse it, how hard it is to fit into a container, to learn to squish yourself in, no matter how mangled you become, of the possibility of being too much of anything, too filled with emotions, masculine, too feminine, of the temporality of the ties to be found, places to others, of the tangles that come with all of the string, and how beautiful the mess of yarn becomes, especially in the right light. Okay. Ooh. All right, so I have another one here. Also a very tentative title. It's called Risk Avoidance. The answer is not, don't get too close. It is, sorry, I'm gonna start again. The answer is not, don't get too close. It is, grow a beautiful garden of fulfillment deep inside. Let weeds grow. Let yourself forget it is there from time to time. Never stop roughing yourself up for verdant vines of connection. Don't forget, you can accept their unfurling and return to the greenery that expands inside. Okay. Then I was gonna do a couple cover poems, I believe. This first one is called Poem Featuring an Apocalypse by Rebecca Aronson. Okay. Imagine snow, that clean tamping down that mutes color and makes an art of moonlight. The end of the world begins with a terrible noise, the breaking down of mechanisms and order, protocol and hierarchies, sirens and skirmishes, the cracking of glass, and below it, all like a baseline leaping. Then the kind of quiet you find only in graveyards or the woods, snow-filled, low-lit, eerie, a hush as layered as puff pastry. Snow making indistinct mounds of refuse. Our abandoned laptops, useless phones, cars, empty of fuel and piled full of overstuffed backpacks, bodies of bicycles, shopping carts, broken and rusting. After snow comes regrowth. Disgusting process, so much to break down, to overcome, to make use of. Revision is always messy. All the parts scattered like unattached limbs, like the tiny hard origins from the game operation, thrown down on the table, corresponding to nothing recognizable. What is needed is time, the seconds collecting like snowflakes, piling up, untouched now by anything that is not scavenging, that is not wind. All right. And I always get paranoid that I'm like short on time, but I imagine that I'm fine. So I'm going to read one more. If I can get enough, it's fast enough. Okay. This is a poem I love, called by Tracy K. Smith, called Sci-Fi. There will be no edges but curves, clean lines pointing only forward. History with its hard spine and dog-eared corners will be replaced with nuance. Just like the dinosaurs gave way to the mounds and mounds of ice, women will still be women, but the distinction will be empty. Sex having outlived every threat will gratify only the mind, which is where it will exist, where kicks will dance for herself, or mirrors studded with golden bulbs. The oldest among us will recognize that glow, but the word sun will be reassigned to a standard uranium neutralizing device found in households and nursing homes. And yes, we will live to be much older, thanks to popular consensus. Weightless, unhinged, eons even from our own moon will drift oh my gosh, Cassie. Eons, even from our own moon, we'll drift in the haze of space, which will be once and for all scrutable and safe. Okay. That's all I have for poetry. For some reason I'm like short of breath and I have no idea what's going on. But yes, as Richie mentioned, I'm in the middle of doing an online generative poetry workshop. We're 2 weeks into our 4 weeks. There are 2 sessions every week with the same content, but different times for people with different schedules. It's centered around the theme of poetry as an invitation into curiosity. And this week, we're going to be looking at poems that invite us to be curious about possibilities. So, possibilities for our world, our societies in it, and for ourselves. And yeah, if you're interested, you can go to my Instagram at Relentless Intrigue. I don't know why I always struggle to see that. I'll put it in the chat. And yeah, I will pass it back over to Richie.
Awesome. Thank you, Cassie. Appreciate it. Great selection there. I love that Tracy K. Smith. Sci-fi. Very great. It kind of inspired me with some poems. Maybe I'll do a set maybe at the end if there's time. But right now, we're going to go ahead and keep this moving on. Once again, welcome to our online mic. We're going to go to Washington, D.C. for our next guest who's got some jokes and poems. If you've been here, you already know them. That's right. It's the one, the only. Give it up for Mr. Ed Poetastic. Ed, how you doing
Thank you for
today?
making
Happy?
me feel so.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the warm welcome. I love you guys. Thank you for being the twinkle in my eyes. All right, my name is Ed Potastical, feeling fantastic. Please didn't to enjoy my rhyme, Fable Sublime. I got 8 jokes and 3 poems, so I won't take too much time. I know. St. Patrick's Day was yesterday, but I got jokes for you folks. Okay, the first joke is, why do frogs like St. Patrick's Day? Because they're always wearing green. What's an Irish baby's favorite song? Patty cake. Which instrument isn't very modest? The brag pipe. When is it an Irish potato, not an Irish potato? When it's a French fry. What do ghosts drink on St. Patrick's Day? Booze. What's Irish and stays out all night? Patio furniture. And how do you make golden soup? Add 18 carrots. And last but not least, what do leprechauns put on top of presents? Rainbows. Hope you guys love those jokes. Well, I got one poem for Women's History Month, and this is called Feminine Flower. Please seed me, please don't weed me. Please grow me, please don't shrink me. Please hold me, please don't pluck me. Please light me, please don't shadow me. Please water me, please don't dry me. Please feed me, please don't starve me. Please rain on me, please don't storm me. Please soil me, please don't pest me. Please shine me, please don't hide me. Please root me, please don't cut me. Please love me, please don't hate me. Please nurture me, please don't eat me. Please support me, please don't deny me. Please strengthen me, please don't weaken me. Please flower me, please don't deflower me. Please protect me, please don't harm me. Please heat me, please don't chill me. Please spread me, please don't drought me. Thank you. And I got another piece. This is called Robot Odyssey. I remember when I was human. Time and I move so fast. Now I'm an advanced Iron Man. I fear nothing. Well, only if my hard drive crashed. I'm a titanium monster, skin as cold as ice. Why must I live and suffer and upgrade for my sad demise? I used to be human like you. I just want to escape my inevitable end. Now I'm full of electricity and screws, rebooting over, over, and over again. I don't eat a single thing. I don't need substance anymore. I get energy from these rubber strings. It powers up my flashing core. I have infinite knowledge inside my brain. I am my own living computer. Would you like for me to explain all the knowledge I gain? I am sorry. I don't explain to an intruder. Scanning. What did the robot say to the other robot? Well, screw you. It does not compute. Ha ha ha. Not laughing. I gave it a shot. Other robots find this joke a hoot. My consciousness transcends the ticking chime. My body is only temporary. I don't feel fear, starvation, pain, or time. Some humans think this is scary, but on the contrary, destroy all humans. Oh, I got your attention. Here's some words of advice for you all. Treasure everything in life. Life holds no comprehension or extinctions. Learn before you get stuck by cables in the walls. I know what you're thinking. What about me? If I tell you your brain would be shrinking, human, just leave and let me be. Beep, beep, beep. Thank you. I got another one. This is called the Grouchy poem. I was looking for a fight. The door? Why is there so many locks? Mail, give me that. Forget being polite. No, sir, you can kiss my buttocks. You enjoy that? Get out of my sight. Dumb, stupid clock going tick-tock. I'm trying to eat with all my might. What? No tea, coffee, and stock. This day is so crazy and not right. Even my stove refusing to ignite. Time to see the boring sight. It's meh. So what? All right. Okay, despite. Why is the sky so bright and white? Why is my jacket so little and tight? Why are those kids flying stupid droids and kites? No more happy, sappy activities in my hindsight. Being grumpy is my passion and birthright. I drink the bitter bad and toss away delight. Seeing a peaceful moment spoils my appetite. I wish I could rain down thunder with spite. This sunshine, flowers, and butterflies really bites. I love pure darkness than boring pale white. I love taking out the bulbs in everyone's lights. I love seeing fights, firefights, and bullfights. I love setting fireworks at the dead of midnight. Why I'm so crabby, grouchy, and uptight? Why should I tell you? Have a grumpy good night. Thank you.
I love the radical shift from "have a grumpy good night" to "thank you." It's I appreciate your commitment to the characters each and every single time. Ed, how can the fine people watching online follow and support your work?
Well, if you want to follow me, please support this wonderful, stupendous, majestic open mic that makes all our Monday nights such a delight in the wonderful, fantastic spotlight. All right, but if you want to follow me, please feel free. My name is Eddie Foreman on IG. Hey, Urban Cowboy Poet. Miss you. I'm sorry. I'm a couple. My Facebook is Eddie Foreman and my IG is Eddie Foreman92. And remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there signed by Toast Stick Inside. Every send me a request, you take yes. The answer is yes. Hope everyone stays safe, healthy, and blessed. Never stop speaking the one words inside your chest. Never stop feeling and being and doing your best. Remember, you're more important than you ever know. Don't stop your flow and always embrace your glow. If you don't know, now you know. Woo! I love this show.
Thank you, Ed. I love that. You got you've been adding to the sign off, in fact. I love it. Oh, my cat's here at my feet right now. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can pick them up really quick. Oh, Rocket in the house. Next up. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and continue on because next up we have our closer. That's right. As we've done time and time again, we have someone to close out the show. Let's go ahead and welcome to the show, to the stage. You got to make sure he's here, though. Dan, are you here with us? Dan the man. Making dinner. Well, you're next, man. We got to close out the show. For those of you on YouTube, Dan just messaged that he's making dinner. So, what a couple minutes. We got to end the show, man. I can't stall. I didn't have anything ready this time to stall with. Um,
This is a new one.
no, he's made dinner before.
Right.
That's cool.
Okay.
You got to live stream it at the very least. You got to make it entertaining. Like, here's our end of the stream cooking segment with Dan. See what he's making. Couple of minutes, man. Okay, let me see what we can find really quick. I do want to remind you guys, by the way. So if you are an EPCC student looking for the Tejano Passport program, you can shoot me a message. There's several ways you can contact me. One is you can message us through the Barbed Open Mic social media. So we're on Instagram, we are on Facebook, here on YouTube. There are ways to contact us. The other thing is you can look up my name here, EPCC mailing address right there. You can just look up my last name. I'm faculty there at the college. I teach at Rio Grande campus. Shoot me an email. What I'm gonna also say is just let me know who did you enjoy? You know what whose work did you enjoy? Did you learn anything new? There was a lot of information shared today. You know, both Robin and Kit got a little historical in their sets and gave us some background information on well, Kit read a piece of his, right? That was historical, but this is me stalling, man, because Dan's got to make dinner, even though he knows he's up next. Okay. Um, let's see. Give me a second here. Other things. If you're in El Paso on Wednesday is the right slash work session. That's going to be in South Central El Paso. At Fab Funky Vintage, that's going to be a writing session and a zine workshop with Lee Martinez Soto. That's also led by Fernando. Let's see. What other announcements? This Thursday we'll be in Las Cruces, Amaro Winery, 6:30 p.m. Come on through. They're looking for a lot of El Paso people to come out and join. I think Lara Lynette said she's gonna go, so that's gonna be cool. Again, if you're interested in going, message us as well. Maybe we could do a caravan. It's gonna be out in the patio. Let me see. I'm looking for something to read, and then I swear, as soon as I start reading, Dan's gonna get here. You know. Um, Okay, I've read Quicksand. I've read that one. Oh, I've read so many of these before. Um, man, I've performed all of these. Looking for something new. I've been writing some new stuff, partially due thanks to Cassie's workshop. Okay, Dan has to wait now. Here, this one's called Downtown Bebop. Okay, because I love jazz and this is dedicated to that. I've got bebop taste buds and a hip hop heart. running through the streets at dark to the glow of dawn. Shake my soul to the flow of biddy biddy bum bum. Let us measure out our lives in poetry, funky bass lines and sizzling sax riffs. Give me bebop jazz, nachos from the tap, and something to write with. That's all I'll need to make it through the night, to the next paycheck. Until then, I'll write and I'll write and I'll write and I'll write and I'll. Oh! As the band summons the ghost of Charlie Parker so we can learn how to fly without wings and get hooked on speed to slow life down to this roll of snare, bass, and hi hat. We don't need the high life, but this life is the only one we've ever known for life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaningfulness. All right. So that's my jazz poem. I love to perform that with a jazz band. Oh, April's Poetry Month. I'm going to be doing Tumble Words, April 20, 420. I'm also going to have be performing poetry with a live jazz band on April 4th, the first Thursday of April. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our freshly fed. Wait, is he back? Dan the man, to the mic, calling Dan. What's up? Okay, Dan, how you doing? Happy Monday. What's good? What's for dinner?
Well, I know yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. So why not make this up for one last time? So, well, why not be mean and green? Yep, hang on. Just like how we see the Tar Heel, like from North Carolina, or something you should kneel, something real, because March Madness is here. Yep. Yep, March Madness is here. Not near, but this year. Do you think it's yeah. Well, it could be more North Texas, or it could be Tar Heel from North Carolina, or it could be Gonzaga, Arizona, or the Aggies. But how come the Miners are not in the in the March Madness? What the hell? That doesn't ring a bell. Oh well. But we had to keep the hygiene. Yep, mean green. Yes, from Denton. And well, it could be well, it's like from the 64 to the 32 to the Sweet 16. And yep, the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and the championship final last two. Yep, that's the bracket we seen. So I think the March Madness is lean and mean. So yep, here goes the trampoline. Just bring out the tangerines with the trampoline. Yep, those boys are gonna jump like the from the trampoline. Yep, always a jelly bean. But yesterday we had to wear green. So so just like say, stay green, or according to the cowboy James Storm, sorry about your damn luck. Yeah. All I need is a buck. So who gives up explosive delete? We're out of luck. All right. Yep, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. So, yep, happy belated St. Patrick's Day. Yes, beep. Yep, little Bo Sheep. Yep, oh, he needs the bleep. Does he need the keep or something? Who needs the sheep? Yep. And according to Radiohead, I'm a creep. Yep. And yep. Almost a month. Yep. A few days ago. Wait. 2.5 weeks ago was the day we leap. I don't want to hear peep. Yeah. Okay. So just like say, mean and green. And good luck. Good luck to the March Madness. Good luck to the 64 March Madness. So stay green, if you know what I mean. Yeah, the dome. Yeah, who keeps the foam and like here's a comb. Okay. Yep, here it is. All right. Yep, indeed. All right. Still Dan the Man's Weekly, still on hiatus. I don't know who any of you guys see of my 9-year anniversary of my blog from last August, plus a long list of shout outs. So we posted, and plus my video updates on from last New Year's Eve and the one I did for leap year. So all right. I will keep you posted when the updates come available. I'm still working. I'm still catching up. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. You have a great night. God bless. And yes, happy belated St. Patrick's Day. Tomorrow is spring. Well, it looks like the string. Well, looks like here's the thing. Looks like, yeah. And I'm still, yeah. And here's the thing. Yeah, the break is spring. Yeah, spring break. Yeah, who can we make it? Who can we make or break? What it take to get this string, like say tomorrow's spring. That's a thing. Good thing. All right, guys. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night. And if Richie, if I don't see you Thursday at the Amaro, I'll keep you posted. I'll hope to see you on next Monday. Okay. Yeah, you're welcome, Finn. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. You have a great night. And yep, and don't let the bugs bite. Yep, just stay on the light. Open for fight night. All right,
Cool.
Richie, let's go ahead and call it a night.
Thanks, Dan. Man, you were in a true freestyle mode tonight. I actually really enjoyed that. You were reading
Thank you.
comments. You're reading comments off the chat and just going off of it. That's pretty
Thank
cool.
you.
And
Thank you.
you didn't even write me dictionary. You got it in here now.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for closing it off. As always, Dan, I want to give a couple more
Mhm.
shout outs. Thanks to Londra for hanging out with us, Sandy for hanging out the whole night. Fertile Brains, what's up? Good to see you. You were here. Joseph, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thank you for the jazz poem. Appreciate that. Yeah, we have to do like another series called Cooking with Dan or Dinner with Dan or something, but I'm only kidding about that. All right, we're gonna be back next Monday. So if you guys want to join us, be on the lookout for the sign up link. I try my best to get it the weekend before Saturday or Sunday, but I'll be honest, most of the time it's late Sunday, probably possibly even Monday morning, like 1 a.m. But I'm gonna try and be better. You know what helps? Social pressure. Honestly, some people like are nudging me so much that I'm like, oh yes, I better get that taken care of now. So shout out to Mike Sindler. A couple other peeps are always pushing me to get that sign up link out early. Because it helps. Otherwise, hope to see you guys at one of our in-person open mics. Check out our YouTube channel. Check out all the new videos we just dropped. 7 videos. It's all old stuff that I've recorded, but thankfully I've had a chance to go and edit and rework it and put it out there for you guys to enjoy. More on the way. Well, my name is Rich for the online stream, for the online mic. We're gonna hang out afterwards. The Zoom, we call it the after party. If you ever want to join us for that,